Hey everybody, it's Chris from Beer Bearings. Welcome back to another Beer of the Week after a 1 week hiatus. I'm back. It is officially hot and humid in New Orleans. We are in that part of the year where you walk out the door in the morning and the humidity is 80% and the temperature is 80 degrees and it's just not pleasant, but it doesn't really matter. We're getting a little bit closer to festival season, which is going to be all in October this year apparently. And a great beer to have for a really hot and drippy day like the one we're having outside right now is going to be this Termite Lager from Royal Brewery. And it is a California Common, 5.9% ABV. So what I expect from a California Common is a fairly dark beer, something on kind of the darker end of the light spectrum, I suppose, light beer, light colored beer. And it's also brewed with a lager yeast, but at higher temperatures. So that yeast is going to have a chance to make some fruity esters and make it present a little bit more like an ale than anything else. Let me give it a pour and see if I'm right. Color's there. Nice persistent head. Let me give it a little swirl. Definitely getting some of that malt aroma, darker malts. Should lead to a little bit more of a toasty kind of presentation. Smells great. It's a nice beer, definitely estery as well. So what happens in this beer is that it's a hybrid, and there are some other hybrids in the world, but this is one of the ones from America. It is fermented with lager yeast, but fermented at closer to ale yeast temperatures, and that again allows the yeast to make more fruity esters, gives you more of that kind of ale-like presentation in the glass, although it does have a little bit of the lager crispness as well. So it's an interesting hybrid. Probably the most well-known version of this is Anchor Steam Beer from the Anchor Brewery out in San Francisco. They actually own the sole rights in America to use the word steam in a beer name. So you will not see anybody else calling the beer a steam beer. The California Common is the name that is or has been adopted by the Brewers Association and BJCP. So that's what they use. So the quick history of this beer is that on the West Coast and on the Western frontier, refrigeration didn't make it out there quite as quickly. But lager yeast and lagers were still popular, so they just used lager yeast and allowed fermentation temps to rise a little bit higher, closer to ale. So, upper 60s, kind of in that range. And this is the result. So that's really what it comes from. It's kind of one of those accidental styles and just built out of necessity or based on necessity. Great beer for a warm day. I haven't actually done a beer from Royal Brewing before, so shame on me. I've actually managed to correct that today with this one. So that's just a quick synopsis, quick summary. This is a nice, crisp drinking combo lager with ale. You can call it a lager though, but with ale characteristics. Definitely good for a hot, steamy afternoon. Really nice malt backbone. Hops are singing in that one too, so there's a little bit of something for everybody in this. If you're watching me on Facebook, I would love it if you would bring your friends over and invite them to join the community and comment on what they're up to. If you're watching me on YouTube, I invite you to like and subscribe and maybe click on that bell too so that you get notified when I put out a new video. Next week, for 4th of July week, I'm going to do a compare and contrast between hazy IPAs and West Coast IPAs. I had a commenter in YouTube ask me to do that, and I'm happy to do that. So we'll do that next week. It'll be a little bit more in depth. I'll have a couple of local beers that we'll talk about. But until then, I hope you enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you next time right back here on Beer of the Week. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.